So let's talk about, right, the elephant in the room, reducing costs, and some ideas about how, especially during the winter, what retailers can do to reduce their costs.
Well, this is really a good opportunity to take advantage of some of the services that we can provide. But the thing you really need to know is know your numbers. Analyze every single cost. Where can you cut? Do you need to do the renovation that you planned on doing? Probably not. So really take a close look at where your money is going. And it's a great time to start nurturing the relationships with your bail team, which is your banker, your accountant, your insurance agent, and your lawyer. And also start talking to your suppliers. Start talking to the landlord. Start talking to the lenders. And let them know, we could be seeing some difficult times here. Maybe we can avoid problems by getting on top of them and talking them out. Take a look at your hours. Obviously, during the holidays, you're not going to have to worry about it because people are shopping. After the holidays, analyze the slow times. And don't be afraid to tell your customers, hey, we have to close during this time. I'm sure you understand, but we'll be there when you need us. But we are closing during this time. And maybe those close times might be a good time to offer delivery services. Reduce your inventory. My late colleague Larry always said, never become attached to your inventory. If it's not selling, just get rid of it. Sell it at a loss because it's bringing cash in as opposed to sitting there just doing nothing. So, again, carry the local products. Try to take care of the best employees that you have, but really keep an eye on those costs. What do you have to do? What don't you have to do? And again, communication with staff, with customers, and with your supply chain. That's the key.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing you say there too is definitely communication and just, making sure those relationships, are there in the first place and continuing to develop those relationships and that trust between your vendors and landlord and your bail team for sure, as well as those customers, right? So,
oh, absolutely.
What else as far as reducing costs?
I think John really nailed it. Just really track your promotions, track what's selling. And if it's not selling, like John said, it's time to mark it down. If it's collecting dust on your shelf, have a sale. Just recoup that cash and move forward. Ask and listen to your customers what their wants and needs are. Try to just keep it as simple as possible. Provide what they want if you can. And like John said, reducing hours of operation, that could be huge. On the slower days, you could reduce staff and maybe just provide the deliveries 1 or 2 days a week. Another great way to save on employment costs would be to hire subcontractors to provide the delivery services. This could ultimately turn into another revenue stream down the road.
Definitely, yeah. Some other great ideas.
With the trying times that are coming and our numbers are increasing, we're worried that we might go back into a pause or slow down. There is, you need to reach out to your SBDC advisor for opportunity. If there's more federal funding that's coming out, there is talk of a relief stimulus that's out there, a relief program. They're talking of reopening the PPP, and making more monies available if we go back into a shutdown. The next few months are going to be very hard and trying. We definitely understand that. And we as advisors, we're here to help you. Usually we're one of the first ones to hear what programs are going to be available. So reach out to us and reach out. If you've already worked with advisors, that's fantastic. But if you haven't talked to them in a little while, just give them a shout and say, hey, have you heard anything? What's going on? How can I get through these trying times? Because if there's funding available, we're going to know about it and we're going to help you through that whole application process.
Yeah, and that is just huge, you know, moving forward, and especially as we're hearing a little bit more about a stimulus package hopefully happening as an option for some people. So good to know that they can stay up to date by calling you guys, by calling the office, you know, it's really good. Okay, any other thoughts about cost reduction?
One of our attendees, Emily Herman, just wrote a comment and said that she sells wholesale products in her business, and during the slow times, they ask their vendors for net 60 instead of net 30 to pay. And so I wrote a comment back, and it's a great point. And I think the bigger point is that during the pandemic, during this situation, everyone on the planet understands that we're all challenged, and it's okay to ask for help. And by help, I mean that very broadly. You can ask the SBDC for help. You can ask other economic development agencies for help. You can talk to your suppliers. It's not an isolated thing where someone in California or China is saying, wait, what's the problem there in upstate New York? Everybody knows what the problem is. Everybody wants to get through this. And I just wanted to share that briefly because I thought Emily had an outstanding point, and I just wanted
Absolutely.
to add.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you, Emily, for sharing that too. And I can piggyback on that by saying that, you know, I owned an independent bookstore and coffee house for 10 years in upstate. And, you know, I would get on the phone with my vendors and ask for 60 days, even without a pandemic, you know, and especially during the winter months. It is, you know, important to know that is, you know, something not that you just can do, but that you should do sometimes. And it's something that keeps you afloat, you know, especially if you tend to be in a seasonal area and that kind of thing. I can't stress that enough myself. So yeah, I thank you for bringing that up.
Well, don't forget, there's also the golden rule of banking. When things start going bad, start talking to your lenders. And the rule is, they have all the gold, they make all the rules. And there are things that they can do that can reduce the stress, but you got to talk to them.
The key is communication. Not only communicate to your customers, but also to your vendors and your staff. Communication, because that's going to lead you to find ways to help you through these trying times. Communicate to everybody.
Absolutely. Great. Yeah. Great point. Great points. Yeah, for sure. So, all right. So let's keep going here.